The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Now broadcasting from the Right to Offend Media Studios in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, art, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report Live with Sam Whitfield.
But giving offense is good. In fact, it's essential.
Well, good evening and welcome to the Whitfield Report, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Sam Whitfield, broadcasting here live from South Florida, joined by Max and Mortheous in their respective remote studios as well.
Here in snowy upstate New York.
Yeah, where it's Sam. That's where we're from.
Legitimately cold, not fucking 50 fucking degrees.
Oh, it's 50 degrees. I was joking with the lady at the pot shop the other day that my Florida friends are complaining about 40 degrees, and that's a heat wave here.
Yes. Well, that's what happened.
You, Sam, you're the Florida friend that was complaining.
And you I don't even wear shorts.
Yeah, you're a Colorado guy. You shouldn't be complaining about 40. You should be thankful for it.
I should be wearing fucking shorts.
Calling you out, Rocky Mountain boy.
Look, I've been here for nearly, 12 years now?
And it made you soft. Fragile.
In some ways, yes. In other ways, it's made me stronger. My lung capacity.
Fucking political answer he's got there is fucking. Can I just for a moment say that was a brilliant response? You bastard.
You're going into politics when there, Sam?
Thank you.
You magnificent bastard, you fucking threw me all off.
Well,
6 more years until you can run for office.
Well, you can run now. You can run for like state rep.
I mean,
oh my God, Sam Whitfield for state rep sounds dope. Actually,
it does. If
we're the cripples.
The thing of it is if Colorado, weren't so, if Denver weren't, like a mini Los Angeles. Now, as far as politics go, I might run there.
Why wouldn't you run where you're at, man? You like it there.
Well, yeah. That's the thing is I would probably run for a position here in Florida now. So, but
I'm saying we're brainstorming, Sam. We're live here on the Whitfield Report Live, and I'm saying Sam Whitfield for state rep has a ring to it. Tell me I'm wrong, Mort.
You're not wrong.
It is. It does have a ring into it.
And see, I don't know how necessarily the Florida laws, okay, but generally a candidate like yourself would have to gather some signatures, and like I'm pretty sure you could get enough signatures. You just have to ask people nicely, and they will do it for you.
Yeah, I'm sure I could even get like a few, unsuspecting Democrats to maybe.
Yeah, but you're in Florida. Let's be real. A lot of people, first of all, the people will sign for you. Absolutely. People who know you in real life are definitely going to vouch for you if they live in your district. Secondly, you live in a district where most people aren't going to be Democrats.
That's true. There are a few Democrats here where I'm at, but like
sure, reach across the aisle. I'm not saying don't, but I don't think you need to rely on that.
Oh no. In fact, like the Democrats who do live here, like they're mostly like they're actually conservative. They think it's still like the
2008 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Anyway, forcing you to run for office aside.
Well, you'll be my press secretary.
Speaking of people who can't answer a question politically, Sam, I heard there's some goings on about a certain Mr. Andrew Tate. What's up with that? What's going on?
Yeah, so apparently Ben Shapiro is beefing with Andrew Tate now over something. I don't know exactly like how it started.
One or the other or both were grifting. Probably started it.
Well, so from what I've been able to gather, I guess Andrew Tate was on this podcast hosted by a guy named Benny Johnson.
Okay.
Who I've heard of, but like I've never watched his show. And
Damn it, Benny.
I guess Alina Habba, Trump's lawyer, was on a podcast.
This sounds like some gay internet drama, Sam.
That's because it is entirely gay.
Sorry. I'm just trying to add my insightful commentary here, and that's about all I can come up with.
Yeah, no. I don't even really know like why we're why this is a news story, but apparently it is this week because
any chance to shit on Andrew Tate and all the retards that think he's a value to society, no doubt. But it just seems a really thin. I said it right before we went on air, Sam. This strikes me as like you have the Godzilla of grifters, Ben Shapiro, and along comes Mothra of Godzillas, and what we have now of grifters, and what we have now is a grifter kaiju fight, Sam.
Yeah.
And I think the best thing to do with a kaiju fight, being humans like we are, is to just stand back and watch and laugh at whichever one loses.
Yes.
Right.
Even laugh at the winner.
Yeah, the winner's stupid too. They're in rubber suits like retards, right?
Well, so here's the funny thing though, is so you and I have been critical of Andrew Tate for years, all three of us. We've all been pretty critical, but there are people like even Tucker Carlson.
I honestly, Sam, from the bottom of my heart, I love that Andrew Tate's out there. You know why? Because like he is giving young good men a chance at getting women by polluting these men with all these bad ideas, making them infinitely an incel. So good for him on helping young good men find a woman, because he's making all these idiots that drive the women off, you see, and lowering their chance in the dating pool. Whereas if you're a good guy who doesn't listen to Andrew Tate, your chances go up every day he exists.
That is true, and that's actually been good for me. I actually have to tell you, Max. I think if I haven't mentioned this off air, I'll mention this on air. Although I think I told you, like the fact that I'm an author now, like I've put that on some of my dating profiles. It actually does work.
Well, that's why Johnny Fox does it. The difference is you actually put in the effort and wrote books and like got sales on them and have the respect of peers and things. So it's actually effective for you. But Johnny Fox does it for the same reason. Look, it's hard to write, so he doesn't want to do that. He just wants to claim the label. You see, he's got game, obviously. He got them furry bitches wet, man.
And look, to be fair, like that's not what I started writing because I like writing in general, right? But like,
That's true. But
is Sam the prettiest girl in the Discord?
See, Sam, first you get the money, and then you get the power, and then you get the women.
Well, yeah. And as far as like the prettiest, woman in the Discord, that title.
God damn it, Sam! You're gonna make me die laughing. All right.
Well, that title would have to go to one of the sandwich makers, right? And
you are such a kiss ass.
And they can hash that amongst each other.
Yeah,
well,
they all equally thought that was the stupidest thing they've ever heard.
yeah, it is.
Okay, so Andrew Tate is a retard. Newsflash, I know, Sam, this is breaking right now. Andrew Tate is a criminal, grifting, scumbag retard. All his little advice for you only benefits literally just him, not even you.
Yeah.
Have fun, boys. Did you know, Sam, that his Discord server got completely hacked? And it's a separate app. I'm sorry, it's not Discord. But it's literally just a Discord knockoff that you pay. I'm not even shitting you, Sam. $50 a month to talk to this faggot. Oh, God. It's okay if I call Andrew Tate that, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no.
He is the faggot. All right.
No, so here's the
I mean, he would do Megan Fox with a dick, so he's a faggot.
There you go.
Well, so here's something that I actually brought up. I've been filling it for my friend Jason Ville, because Jason, congratulations to him and his wife, are out on.
Huge congrats. Babies are awesome. Such blessings upon them and their family.
Absolutely.
So Jason, his son isn't here yet, but you know, his son might be born while we're on air, might be born tomorrow, might be born on my birthday.
That's the fun part.
But I've been filling in for Jason on his podcast. You know, while he's been gone, he asked me to. And so I talked a little bit about like the right-wing grifter sphere. And here's my question, folks, because a lot of people like Tucker Carlson and Charlie Kirk and other people have actually platformed Andrew Tate in the past.
You know, we call out also Nick Fuentes quite a bit, but way more people platform Andrew Tate. You're right about that.
Right.
Like, he gets given a legitimate seat at the table where he doesn't deserve, in my
Well, and here's what I said on Jason's show, because right, Andrew Tate does set Andrew's whole thing, how he managed to glom on to kind of the conservative, you know, spirit. Because I was asked this, like, how are so many conservatives, you know, gullible to him if he's a total con man?
Because masculinity is dead. Like,
well, yeah, that also though. My answer to that, Max, is because he says stuff against the woke.
That's what I'm getting at, though. It's specifically the masculinity thing. These young men with the woke and the cat lady stuff, you're not allowed to do manly shit. And so if some of what he promotes, I'm not even going to say everything he ever says is bad. Some of what he promotes is masculine stuff that I would say is good. And most of the stuff he says is controversial is like what I would consider even toxic masculinity, bad traits of men, right? That he puts up on a pedestal. Now, if you're a young man in school or in college and you're surrounded by this messaging of like being masculine is the worst thing in the world, an easy way to be edgy is to be mildly masculine. Problem being, a lot of these guys, soy boy ass dads, they don't teach how to be masculine. And to be even fair, like I've told you before, Sam, I didn't really have like a dad as such. And I had to learn through like reading the classics and just kind of training myself to, and I came up on the streets too. So there's a whole different way of becoming a man there. It's usually with your fists or something. But, you know, there was outlets for a young man like myself. I could go fight and do boxing, MMA, karate, stuff like that. I could join a gang. I could, you know, be masculine. I could hit on some chicks. Catcalling chicks was become like the worst thing in the world. Okay, fair enough. Sometimes it's way over the top. But the idea that you can't tell a lady that she's pretty as a single guy, like how far have we come? So these guys are so fucking repressed and they're young. And when you're young, you want to be rebellious and edgy. And here along comes Andrew Tate and he's saying, hey, you can be masculine and you can smoke some cigars and it would be cool to have, you know, cool sunglasses and look at all my cars. And if you're like me, you'll have all these things. I understand the appeal. It's a false bill of goods, though. He's a snake oil salesman, and we all see it. And that's what you're talking about, Sam. That's the disgusting part, is these motherfuckers see it, and they still platform him to the largest audiences he's ever seen.
Well, not just that. What I said last night, Max, is just because you're anti-woke doesn't make you automatically conservative.
Right. I'm sorry to have like interrupted that point, but you know, it is the masculinity stuff that sticks with them, I think. It's not totally woke. Woke's just not cool either.
Right.
But it's especially like nobody gives them space to be masculine men and maybe destroy and make mistakes anymore.
Right.
And he's offering them that, even if what he's offering is actually fake, which it is. It's fake.
Yeah, and it's the antithesis of what we want as, you know, as
Americans.
As Americans.
This is a guy living in another country, telling American men what it's like out there. He lives completely like, yeah, he is rich, and because of that, he has a very different experience than I guarantee anybody listening to this show right now, past, present, or future. And that gives him a different space in life than you. Where maybe he can look, if you got money, you can have some space to destroy as a man. You know what I mean? You can fuck shit up a little bit. It's called fuck you money for a reason. He's got fuck you money. He's using it. I don't even disrespect that, but I see what he's doing. He's again, just like Nick Fuentes, he's taking good, young, conservative leaning men that have good instincts, like they want to be masculine men, and he's turning it towards a fucking perverted version of that.
Yeah. And look, I don't necessarily
He says it's gay to have like one wife or whatever. Fuck you. He's the guy that said he would suck a dick. Fuck him.
Well, he's
the guy that he would fuck Megan Fox even if she had a dick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He said he would suck Megan Fox's dick or whatever.
Well, he's also now saying that it's like that it's bad to have families because, you know, if you get married.
Yeah, and he scares guys away from women and altogether. This incel black pill shit. Newsflash, guy. If you're listening to us, you already know. But newsflash, guys, it's a fucking false bill of goods they're selling you. You can get laid. Period.
Yeah, if
two cripples can get laid, there's no excuse for a able-bodied person.
When I first heard the term incel, I literally thought, oh, does that mean somebody who's like crippled to the point that they can't have? No. What it means is I've adopted this label for myself because I can't think I can get a good role. It means you're an emo.
It means they're mentally crippled.
Yeah, you're a crybaby. And no, of course no woman wants to fuck a crybaby. Jesus.
I think I told you the story. I don't know if I shared this on air, but I think I might have told you in Mortheous this off air. But one time I actually got called an incel by someone in person. And I decided just to kind of play along, and I was like, oh, well, you know, like, I'm paralyzed from the waist down, so, like...
So, yeah, you fucking ass.
So, like...
I have an excuse, what's yours?
Which, you know, spoiler, you know, that's not how cerebral palsy works, like, everything...
Obviously,
everything
works... They don't know. To be fair, they're not gonna know.
But, you know... For that brief moment, like when they call me an incel, they were actually like, "Shit!" Like, you know, I'm sorry. Like even they know it's like, you know, BS. So like to kind of like troll like that was hilarious.
The first time I got called an incel was at the Straight Pride Parade, and I just found it hilarious because I went home and told my wife about it.
Yeah,
they don't even know what the word means anymore. They looked at a picture of me and said that guy is an incel. That's not what that word means. You don't know about my sexual history. You don't know anything. You just saw a picture of my long hair. It's almost too... That's a funny thing, is they're like, oh, well, women would never fuck a long-haired guy. It's like, what do you think? There's no metal...
Musicians? Come on.
Well, yeah. That's also like the term...
Andrew Tate would shit all over my appearance, wouldn't he?
Yeah, no, probably.
Yeah. Well, I could beat him up, so we're even. Didn't I challenge him to a fight, Sam, and he never fucking responded?
You're a giant.
Yeah.
No, hold on. I challenged Andrew Tate to a fight, didn't I? Because he said you have to fight him if you want to talk shit about him.
You did.
Yeah, and he never fucking got back to me. So as far as I'm concerned, Andrew Tate is just a massive pussy.
He is Max Sam's bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime, like he can set his stipulations. Yeah, I'll do one hand behind my back if he really wants to go. Andrew Tate, he's like half my size. I don't care if he's fucking in the gym every day. I'd fucking eat him. They wouldn't let us fight in like a real fighting organization, Sam, because we're not even close to the same weight class. There's a reason that they don't let that happen, you know, because it becomes a slaughter.
Well, he'd probably fight dirty too. Also,
you ever see Kimbo Slice fighting like the little white guy? There's a great video of this. There's this little white guy trying to fight Kimbo Slice. That's Andrew Tate versus me, bro. He's a little guy. Like, that's why I don't think people take him seriously. He's a little guy with a Napoleon complex. Are you serious? Look, it's okay to be a little man. It's okay. It's okay. But don't have a Napoleon complex about it, because then everybody's laughing at you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I guess, like, my whole thing is...
Cute little guy, though. I'll give him that. You know?
I mean...
Like not like cute, like sexually, Sam. Like cute, like your little cousin that's like annoying and he tags along with you. But there's something endearing about like how he holds his blankie, you know? That's what Andrew Tate's like. He's like the little snot-nosed crybaby brother. Telling you how great he is the whole time. And also, he's totally going to tell mom when he gets home.
Yeah, totally. Here's the other thing, though. You mentioned that, like, he's not even American. So this is another thing I want, like, and granted,
I knew that because he's a homosexual.
Well, and granted, like,
allegedly. He's allegedly a homosexual, Sam. Allegedly, Andrew, yeah, if he's British... Like, to me, I allege, okay, that British guys are just homosexuals. And so by that standard, he is allegedly homosexual, Sam.
I mean that, you know, by that standard, Max, that is a pretty fair assessment.
Yeah. Allegedly.
You know, there are a few Brits who listen to this program, and they're the only ones that aren't.
Pick one for the team to call him gay. You know, it was fine.
Well, Steve Stark, horror author, is...
No, we love our Brits. Like, what would they do without us? You know, you thought it would be the... yeah. I got a list, Sam. I got a list. Andrew Tate, since we're just kind of jammering off, I got a list. This was sent to us by mistreated hookers at a brothel in Romania. Okay, so we got this sent in anonymously. Well, I guess that's not anonymous. That tells you exactly who it was. And they sent us in this top 10 list. This is the top 10 business opportunities not to get involved in with the Tate brothers. And so, again, sent to us by our anonymous mistreated brothel workers in Romania. Number 10, pornography. Yeah. You definitely don't want to get into any pornography with the Tate brothers, because that's, you know.
No.
Number 9, drop shipping. Yeah, because that's a thing he does. Yeah, he actually does that one too, where like he buys cheap crap on Amazon and sells it for way more to retards.
Is it? I mean, drop shipping is just like, that's not even an Andrew Tate exclusive, though. That's just...
No, but that's how he got most of his money.
Yeah. Why?
People think it's the brothels. It was actually the drop shipping that got him most of his money.
See, I didn't even know that. So...
Yeah. So, number 8, opportunities not to get involved with the Tate brothers is a romantic relationship. That kind of self-explanatory on that one. Number 7, business opportunities not to get involved with the Tate brothers. Number 7 is an authentic Italian Brooklyn-style pizzeria.
Wait, did they actually try that?
No, but you wouldn't want to get involved with them if they did, right? Like, would you want to be a part of Tate Brothers Pizza, Sam? Tate Brothers Pizza? That sounds like a front for a human trafficking operation. Anyway.
Yeah. It's a serious business, goddammit.
And speaking of grooming, number 6, a pet grooming company. Because you know you don't want to be part of the Tate Brothers grooming company.
No, I mean...
Nobody wants to be a part of... Well, I guess there's some sick freaks out there. But anyway, number 5, payday loan shops. Just in general, you know.
I think being involved with the Mafia would be safer than being involved with the Tate brothers.
And less gay, Sam.
Yeah.
Number 4, anything to do with cryptocurrency or NFTs at all. Now you might be thinking that's number 4. Well, it's hey, I didn't write the list, Sam. But maybe that should be number 1. Don't get involved with the Tate brothers and crypto. That's pretty obvious. Number 3, a bridal and quinceañera dress shop.
I mean,
For obvious reasons, Sam.
yeah, for very obvious reasons.
Yep. Number 2, also obvious reason, Sam, a brothel. You don't want to get involved with the Tate brothers brothel. You know what I mean? And so, we ready? Do you have a drum roll? We got number 1. What is?
Yep. Hold on.
So top 10 business opportunities not to get involved with the Tate brothers is number 1, gay pornography. Sam.
I mean,
Gay transvestite pornography.
Well, any flavor of gay pornography. You do not want to be in business with the Tate brothers making gay pornography because they will work you to the bone, Sam.
Well, I mean,
Also, that whole list, everything on it, Sam, also applies to the Krasenstein brothers. Did you know this? Have you heard about this?
Mort mentioned something right before we came on air.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to get into the gay pornography business with the Krasensteins because they take that shit serious, as I heard.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hate to stereotype, but if you've ever looked at the Tate brother, if you look at the Tate...
Oh my God, we've now shipped them. So the Tate brothers are dating the Krasenstein brothers. But here's the question, Sam. Which brother is with which?
Which one's the midgets?
I feel like it's Brian and Andrew, to be honest with you. I feel like that's
I would agree.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Brian Krasenstein and Andrew Tate are now fucking, allegedly. We've shipped them
Who's
together. What do you call that? It's like Bride-Drew. Yep, we did it. We did it, guys. Bride-Drew is a thing now.
And unironically, Andrew would be the bottom.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, maybe if it was the other Krasenstein, Andrew might be the top. But let's be real. Like, yeah, in that relationship, he's a power bottom.
yeah, well, Mort, you are the expert on the Krasensteins on Right to Red Media, so what's your whole analysis of this?
I'm just happy I got to call Ed a massive hypocrite earlier today, so I agree with Max.
Wait, you got called a hypocrite, or you called the Krasensteins?
I called Ed Krasenstein a massive hypocrite.
Was that because he was complaining that, like...
He complained. They both complain about Trump, but then when somebody else complains about Biden, magically Biden's still in power.
Yeah, well, actually, that might be a good transition for topics, gentlemen, because last week, as you guys might remember, the three of us were very critical of Mayor Karen Bass's response to the...
Right, and specifically, it was Brian shitting on Trump not reaching out to Newsom and the mayor, but then other people are not reaching out to Joe Biden. That was the situation.
Right, well, so...
Hey, hold on, guys. This is really important, Sam. You knew that Karen Bass was gay?
I didn't, but...
I've been told this is very relevant to Los Angeles burning down, Sam, is that she's gay, and so it's okay.
Well, I mean...
This is what I've heard from my sources all week, is that because she's a lesbian, we should let Los Angeles burn. And not criticize her for it.
Well,
Is she a lesbian with the former Chicago mayor?
Now we're shipping other things. Jeez, that would be the grossest ship of all time, man.
I agree, but it was in my head, so I had to share it.
This is Mort's radio equivalent. I had to see it, so now you do too.
Exactly.
This is Mort's version of I thought it, so now you have to too. So,
All I guess that's fair considering I shipped the Krasensteins with the Tate brothers in gay pornography.
Well, so Max, apparently on both Instagram and TikTok, you know, that clip of you and I criticizing Mayor Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom and saying that they were both using.
I seem to got a little mad there, Sam.
Well, yeah, you and I both did, but see, what neither you or I understand, Max, is that apparently, according to defenders of Gavin Newsom, probably paid shills, the LA wildfires are somehow Trump's fault.
Mm.
Hey, fuckers, he's not in power yet. Eat
Well, when I asked,
He even had power in California in his entire. Even when he was president, he really didn't have power in California. What are you talking about?
Right. Well, when I asked for like reasons as to like, you know, how that was possible, their answer was pretty much like the equivalent of Karen Bass's initial response to the LA wildfires, which was also nothing. Also, after
Sam, she's gay. Can't expect her to like care about her constituency. It's most important that we know that she's gay and that they feel represented as they burn to death. They need to feel seen, Sam. It's not so important that they feel alive, okay? God, don't you know anything?
Well, I mean, listen, you know,
what do they need property for anyway? For the collective, they just give up their houses and lives.
You know,
so that you can be gay.
You know, I know that the term "flaming homosexual" was like an old. You know, I know that that's a figure of speech.
It's not San Francisco burning. Don't worry. Not yet.
No, I've heard that the term. You know, I know that flaming homosexual. I thought that was like a figure of speech. I didn't realize that like they were literally wanting that. Now.
That's what I'm saying. Once it gets up to San Francisco, it's flame on, my brother.
Well, so here's the other thing, though, Max, is like, so a lot of people were like, oh, well, and granted, when we reported on this last week, you know, the story was still developing. Apparently, some of those fires in Los Angeles, some of them have been confirmed to be arson related, which is a scummy thing to do.
Not only that, Sam, it's actually
also illegals.
It's way worse because it got into Bernardino and exactly what I said was going to happen, Sam. It got into the residential and the highly populated zones this week. In all joking aside, Encino and Bernardino, I believe and that is like, I mean, Englewood is right there, and then leads right into like not only Hollywood proper, but like downtown LA entirely. The fire is so close to millions of people still. And I guess, yeah, she did give a statement later on, but I'm sorry, I don't buy that you can't take 2 seconds when somebody's asking you a direct question to say, man, my heart goes out to the people that are affected right now. And as soon as I get back to my office, we're going to start working on this. That's like politics 101, and she refused to do it, which is spiteful.
That's literally all she had to say too. She could even.
Nobody blames her at that moment. The reason they started to blame her is because of that.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up too, Max, because like people who saw the Instagram clip, somehow they took what you and I said to mean that like you and I were blaming Karen Bass or Gavin McGinnis or Gavin Newsom somehow for the
No, I'm blaming them for their inept response as government elected officials whose job it is to have a response.
Right. So, no, same here. And I would challenge, show us where we specifically blamed them for the fires, because we never did.
Going against government incompetency and hypocrisy has been our whole fucking beat since I've been on this show. And like, we've gone after like some of the right wings, like sacred cows as well, with law enforcement and the Secret Service and things like that too. The point being is when government officials are acting in a way that's not in the best interest of the public, that is the public interest to know about it and to discuss it. and to react to it. If you're not an informed electorate, then what kind of republic or democracy could you possibly have?
Right. Also, though, I'm glad you brought that up, Max, because people are like, well, you guys thought that the forest fires were just natural, but it turns out a lot of them were, arson related. My point is, it doesn't really matter whether or not the fires were, caused naturally or if they were arson.
I'm going to say, Sam, I don't think we were wrong. I think it's both. I think that people saw an opportunity in the fire. These fires happen every year. So saying that they're all arson is retarded. No, what happened is it got so close this time to the city that people got the bright idea in their head, and there's perfect examples of this. And I'm not saying this isn't real at all, by the way, if anybody's criticizing me on that, of people even dressing up as firefighters to go loot the houses that they just lit on fire. The reason they're lighting fires is because if they light the fire, people evacuate and they can loot the homes. There are organized criminal gangs absolutely setting fires to people's fucking complexes and stuff. And that is absolutely wrong and needs to be stopped, right? I'm not blaming government officials for that. I'm blaming Gavin Newsom specifically and Karen Bass specifically for their inept leadership during this crisis.
Right. Well, yeah, and same here. You and I both are. My point is,
and anybody lighting fires to loot can go fuck themselves. I hope you burn in that fire.
We agree on that too. My point is, for the record, I believe that both, there is probably a mix of both natural and arson fires.
Yeah.
And that's pretty clear. Point is, it doesn't matter whether the fire is naturally caused or, man-made. The fact of the matter is there need to be contingencies in place for either of those scenarios. And the fact that
or at least a triage. What people were asking Karen Bass for is what they, in any emergency situation, is a triage. They were saying, God, the city's fucking burning, right? And where have you been, Mayor, now that you're coming back here? And an answer from a proper elected official should be, I'm just being updated on the situation. I'm heading right now to get back to work, and I will give you a full statement as soon as I know all the details. And my heart goes out to everybody affected. That's the easiest thing in the world to say. And in talking about this subject, I think I've said it like 6 times on the show. But she couldn't bring herself to do that. And Gavin Newsom is basically like saying, oh, it's Trump's fault. He's making an argument with Trump in front of a home that is burning to the ground. How about, I'm telling you right now, if I was him and I was trying to run for president, Sam, you know what I would be doing in that video? Not talking about Trump. I'd be grabbing a fucking bucket and hitting that house with everything I got, because maybe you might save somebody's belongings.
Well,
it's so shallow on all of these people. While their people's homes are burning, their priceless belongings are gone. Family members are being burned and hurt and killed. And these people want to cry puppy dog fucking crocodile tears over all this shit that they don't even care. They're not doing anything about. It just keeps getting worse.
Well, Max, to be fair, Mel Gibson did point out when he was on Joe Rogan's podcast that Gavin Newsom actually like grabbing a bucket and trying to put the fires out, that would be bad for him because it would ruin his hair. It would ruin his hair gel. And, the California taxpayers are paying for his hair
and,
gel.
It's how much that perfect appearance matters, right? Because Trump, obviously, is the best-looking man on earth, right? And he never does anything stupid or makes any faux pas. It's so silly, right? Like, these motherfuckers, they have to be corpo-plastic bullshit. They can't ever be a real human being for 5 seconds because it'll break their image. And, oh, my God, what would the papers think?
You what's also you want to know what's also hilarious though? Thanks for reminding me of this. The left was always like making fun of Trump. Oh my God, Trump's hair is so ridiculous. Like there are 50. Back in 2016, there were like 50 news stories just about like Trump's hair alone.
He's also orange, Sam. Did you know this? Have you heard about this?
Well, did you know the orange man is bad?
Well, apparently.
Damn it, you spoiled the joke.
Apparently, so is Gavin Newsom.
I didn't think anybody else knew that joke.
Apparently,
Especially not leftists, right?
Apparently, so is Gavin Newsom, though, because Gavin Newsom, he has hair gel, obviously, and
Actually, I'm pretty sure he uses the "There's Something About Mary" variety of hair gel.
yeah.
It is California, Sam.
Well, I mean, maybe the crowd, maybe one of the crowd scenes is like, flying him with hair gel.
There's something about Bryan Krasenstein. That's the new film starring Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, there's something about Brian.
Anyway, semen jokes aside, California's on fire. Ain't nobody. And by the way, you mentioned Mel Gibson on the Joe Rogan podcast, and here's the kicker to that story. If people didn't know, do you know what happened after that, Sam?
Mel Gibson's home burned down.
His home and all the buildings on his property, one of which was an old church.
Yeah,
a Catholic church. It's actually tragic. Yeah. So like, I don't know. We try and have fun and we try and joke about it, but this is some heavy shit. Unless you divorce yourself from it somehow. But like, these are real people losing their homes. And I mean, Encino and San Bernardino or whatever are like, they're not like rich people, but they're pretty heavily populated. It's middle and working class mostly. And then they have like poor areas. These are not rich people that can just escape. Like a lot of the celebrities whose homes burned, they are not even there. Respect. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying that these people don't have that option. They don't have a summer home. You know what I'm saying? Right. And their homes are either on fire right now, have burned down already, or under threat of being on fire in the near future. All their possessions, all their memories, everything, just the shallow responses from their elected officials should tell them everything they need to know.
And to his credit, like, I'm not someone who worships celebrities at all. I do enjoy Mel Gibson's movies, but, to be fair to Mel Gibson, he did say, look, I'm lucky that I have, the money.
Most of the celebrities have. I'm not trying to shit on them. They've lost things too. All I'm saying is Joe Sixpack, he doesn't have anywhere to go.
Well, no.
He's living paycheck to paycheck under the Biden economy where like chicken is outrageously priced, right? And all of a sudden a fire burns his home down. What's he supposed to do?
Well, yeah, and that was actually basically Mel Gibson's point. He actually put out in like a press release saying, I'm lucky to be in a career where I, to be, part of the top 1% of actors who can afford to, rebuild. But average Joe, the average man isn't so lucky. So,
and that's what's being affected now that it's got past the hills, Sam, is average people. I think that this is lost in the news coverage that I've seen on it, is they were really like, it's no offense. Again, I don't think Mel Gibson has done anything wrong here, but it's interesting that he got all the platform in the world to speak about this, right? But like average guy, nobody's even hearing his problems. Average guy's house burnt down too. You know what I mean? And yeah. So that's my thing, is I try to put myself in people's shoes. And so I might be far away on the East Coast and not had a fucking fire burning my town down. But like, I definitely want to kind of speak up for those people. And a lot of those people aren't particularly political. And then they try and speak up for themselves. And some motherfucker is like, well, you voted for this. They didn't vote for their house to burn down. Calm down with that shit. Calm down with that shit.
Thank you. Well, I don't know if it was reported where you're at, Max, but it was reported here actually in the local Florida news when they did a segment about the fire. But apparently, State Farm is getting in trouble because I don't know if you've heard about this, but apparently State Farm canceled a lot of people.
Yep.
Fire.
As soon as they caught wind that the fire was going to hit them, yeah.
Yeah.
So before the fire hit the house. So they're basically claiming some lawyer shit like, oh, we're not in the wrong here. But like, yeah, they knew that these people's houses were going to be affected by that fire and they canceled their insurance.
Yeah. One of the people whose insurance got canceled They were like, it was a couple that was in their 90s max.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Can't fucking imagine. That's ridiculous.
Just imagine, you've been living in California since the 1940s. You've seen California change and evolve decades. You've raised multiple generations of your family in the home. You're in your 90s.
If it's gonna burn down, that's still just tragic, but an act of God, let's say. But the insurance part, that is a man-made catastrophe, and it is completely unacceptable.
Well, and
they should be sued into the fucking ground.
And also, I'm no expert, but when you're that old and you're in your 90s, I mean, what is it really going to cost the insurance to, insure a home that's, that was built in the 40s, that's not that complex? Probably not a whole lot.
It's in California, Sam. It's prime real estate. It's going to cost a lot, actually. But the point being, Sam, is that the insurance company agreed to that setup. No matter if you say, what about, and, oh, why would they? They agreed to it until they knew for a fact that these houses would be affected by the fire, pulled the insurance coverage on them, because you cannot report a fire damage on your insurance that hasn't happened yet, Sam. That's what they did, just to be real clear about it. They waited until they knew the fire was going to hit these people, but it hadn't yet. So technically, it's not under the insurance. And if we cancel it today, then they don't have any insurance tomorrow when the fire hits their house. And so they can't file a claim. They have to take us to court. And Mortheous, you did say that they should sue the fuck out of this. That's the thing, is the insurance company is banking on that will cost them less than it would have to insure these people. That's the crazy part. Such an evil decision.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, it is insane.
So they should pay all of the fucking legal fees and insure the fucking house.
Yeah, instead of just paying this 90-year-old couple that have done everything asked of them. I'm willing to bet the husband's probably a World War II veteran. Just a guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a wild shot in the dark that people in their 90s, that's probably the case. And yeah, to just look, the fire is not the insurance company's fault. The fire is not really anybody's fault, but the insurance company cutting, what are they supposed to do? So they just fuck off? That's what you're saying? Fuck off, people? Just go be homeless now while the fire still rages? Good Lord, where is the humanity anymore?
And people are like, oh, well, just go stay with family. Okay, well, some entire families live in California. They don't have, other family in other states.
Right.
To flee to.
I mean, some of these people are living paycheck to paycheck. What are you talking about, right?
Quick shout out to friend of the show, Karina Harney. She lives in Vegas. And she's working with a few different charities right now to help relocate California families into temporary housing. I don't want to give the name of the organization that she's with because I think it will dox her specific location.
Well, I would just say when it comes to charity, Sam, is there's a lot of fraud out there regarding this. So just be sure who you're giving money to if you're trying.
Right.
And obviously, if it's Karina, that's a trustworthy organization. But there's just been a lot of fraud out there. I just want people to be aware.
Well, fucking Senator Warren promoted fucking Act Goddamn Blue to help wildfires
as a charity for the fires. Yeah.
Well,
Act fucking Blue.
Act Blue.
Well, I was just gonna say though, the reason why I'm bringing Karina up is because she is doing good work, and
of course,
if you would like to, if you feel compelled to help out, she, her DMs, I would maybe send her a tweet or, send her a message request on Instagram, and I'm sure she'd be willing to, connect people who want to help with.
Shout out to her just for helping people out. Like a lot of times you don't get props for doing it at all, really. So yeah, people need it, man. It's just like when we had the disasters in the South. Like, this has been the thing under the Biden administration. There's been a series of awful things that have happened that inept leadership made a million times worse.
Yeah, and this is part of that too. I mean, to Mort's earlier point, like, the Krasnins were, saying, "Oh, Trump's not in office," but yet also he is somehow like partially responsible for, the California fires. It's like, which one?
You don't get to have it both ways, Krasnins.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
So, I mean, this, as much as I hate to say it, this is kind of like par for the course with the Biden administration, though. I feel that this is...
And real people are hurt, and the Krasensteins play the victim instead. You see what I mean? Like these real families, these working class families I'm talking about losing their homes, the Krasensteins are playing victim on their behalf.
Well,
it's disgusting.
The Krasensteins live here in Florida, unfortunately.
Exactly.
Well, but also, the Krasensteins also, as far as I know, Max, they live in the part of Florida that wasn't even affected by the hurricanes.
Yeah, but my point with them is that they don't have any empathy. It's all political theater. They don't care about those people, just like the politicians. And you mentioned it's like a continuation of the Biden thing. It really is, because Gavin Newsom, for all intents and purposes, he's really the heir apparent to the Democrat establishment, right? Which is the woke sort of, progressive wing of the party. And until a primary happens, it's either him or Kamala, right? Joe's retiring, he's fucking off. And that's the party that we're dealing with. And they don't want to actually help people anymore. They want a virtue signal. That's all they care about. And so rather than help these victims of the fire, they're going to step on their bodies and they're going to step on the ashes of their homes in order to prop themselves up politically like a bunch of corporate fucking goons.
I really hope that his political career fucking burns along with...
Oh, I think it's going to.
With LA. And yes, that is an angry pun intended. California deserves better, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it does. It deserves a better class of politician and, frankly, a better class of citizenry. But and that doesn't mean everybody. If you're a Californian, don't take offense to that. But I think you probably agree with me if you're a Californian. But there's a very dysfunctional society there right now, even compared to the rest of places. And that's not healthy to live in that kind of environment.
Even if you voted for Gavin Newsom in California, this may be unpopular because I know I've seen a few, I think they're troll accounts or just, dead internet, and again, going to the dead internet theory, fake accounts altogether. But I have seen some quote unquote right-wing accounts saying, "Oh, well, a lot of these liberals, they voted for this, so they deserve it." No, they
didn't vote for their house to burn down, dog. Like, shut the fuck up with that shit, right? Nobody voted for their house to burn down. That's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, and so, I
you don't like the things that they like. That's fine. You guys disagree on things, but they did not vote to burn their house down.
And I would also say that, even if you voted for, Gavin Newsom, you didn't deserve this. Hopefully this is a wake-up call, and maybe now
how California's run, the infrastructure itself. Ignore Gavin Newsom for a moment. The not having the proper amounts of water where it was needed, when it was needed. And everybody will point out, there's an ocean right next to it. Yeah, if you dump salt water in mass on the city, it's not a good thing. Landlubbers, people who aren't used to oceans will say, why don't you just use the ocean water? You will destroy every building in downtown LA if you did that.
There's also people have also asked, well, you can just purify the salt water. I'm not even an engineer.
Desalination takes time. You can only produce so much of it at once.
Yeah.
And they're just dropping tens of thousands of gallons in one swoop out of planes, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm not even an engineer like Craig is, but I took some, chemistry classes in college that were like, they were prereqs mandatory. Even I remember that like desalinization takes like a huge amount of effort, even with today's
And
technology.
electricity, another thing that they're running, scarce on in California. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the thing is, I feel that the average Californian has forgotten in a way, because modernity is so prevalent, that you need your infrastructure to actually function.
Yeah.
You need competent people working on it. You can't just outsource it to whoever for the lowest wage possible. And diversity ain't gonna cut it either. Right? Now, you need competent people building bridges. You need competent people running the power plants, and you need competent people planning the firefighting.
Yeah. Now I know people
and providing the resources to those firefighters, which that is Gavin Newsom's job.
Yeah. Also, I know people are talking about the transgender fire chief of the. Here's my whole thing on that. I don't really care that the fire chief is transgender. I don't think anybody does. If they were
I do, Sam. I feel very seen. That matters when people's homes are burning down, Sam, is that people feel seen.
Where are the crippled firefighters?
Yeah, where's all the you guys should be bitching more. Like, there should be crippled firefighters, there should be crippled soldiers, there should be crippled Navy SEALs.
Well, hold on, Max. I have a.
Where's all the crippled garbage men, Sam? What the fuck?
I do have somewhere here in my office. I actually do have a photo of me from when I was a kid with my uncle. He's in his firefighter gear, and I'm in my junior firefighter.
Oh, okay.
Gear.
Well, what about crippled carpenters, Sam? I feel like you'd make a fine carpenter.
Well, my stepdad actually is a carpenter.
There you go.
Or a crippled electrician.
Or was. He's retired, but
well, why aren't you taking up that mantle? The crippled that would be an awesome band name too, the Crippled Carpenters.
Well, as my stepdad said, son, my knees are, nearly shot as is, which is why I had to retire. And, your knees might not be the best either. So, I mean, yeah, I actually do know some.
You got to pass. But, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm picturing Sammy up there on a roof, putting nails in shingles.
I would probably be okay with like roofs. It might be crawl spaces.
Man, I was gonna say we could totally
build ramps.
You know what's funny is
just tie some rope to your feet and put you in the crawl space, and then you could clean the shit out of that.
You know what's funny is the ramps that my stepdad built into our homes are actually like better code wise than the mandatory than like the actual regulations for the ADA code.
Well, that's because it was built by a man.
We know we actually fucking need. The ADA code is shit.
Well, yeah. Also, both of his sons have cerebral palsy. His stepson, me, and then his biological son, my stepbrother, also has cerebral
The odds on that have to be astronomical, to be honest.
Yeah, totally. We actually talk at that regularly. And shout out to John, who may be watching live on Rumble. I gave him the link. I don't know if he knows how to work chat, but I think he's watching. Either that or he's on locals. But yeah, the LA fires again just really, what a crappy situation.
On the bright side, something else.
Right?
Am I right?
On the bright side, you want some good news for the week.
Please.
The Monday show for the Whitfield Report. Holy crap, ladies and gentlemen.
That's some good news.
Monday's show, we had Steve Stratton on, or rather, I interviewed Steve, and
good shit, by the way.
I think, well, thank you, sir. I think
also his book is blowing up, coincidentally.
His book
Not
is
so coincidentally.
His book is blowing up. I think if we combine the Twitter views, Spotify, and then Rumble, I think we're like around 200. I think we're around 200 views, just like in the last, since Monday, and it's only Wednesday. So like, as far as like episode growth, that's like a record. So
nice. Yeah.
So thanks to everyone who has tuned in and supported the show and also supported Steve. I have to say,
and fuck the haters. Sorry, I have to say that. I'm contractually mandated to say that, Sam.
Yes. Well, also, Max, I already said this once about the crowd, about the Tates. Fuck y'all, I was right about that. Also, though, basically, Steve confirmed everything that you and I and Andrew Nelson were saying about the Secret Service being incompetent was also true.
Eric as well, right? It's been a consensus, like the incompetence is off the fucking charts.
Well, it's been a consensus among like Eric Bishop and Andrew Nelson, and but like to hear
a consensus of guests on our show who have experience in the field enough to have an opinion that I would consider trustworthy anyway. But it was a consensus nonetheless that it's and again, also consensus is not malice, right?
Right. Well, which is great to start, like excluding our non-Secret Service guests. But like, I want to point out specifically, Max, both John Guarnieri and Steve Stratton have both been on the show. They were both part of Secret Service protection details. Yeah. And so to hear them, say that the Secret Service has issues, you can argue, oh, well, Andrew Nelson, even though he's qualified.
I actually think he's the most telling in that, like, he was basically running a Secret Service department for New York City, more or less, except the VIP wasn't the president. It was like whoever's the VIP. Like, he was doing that exact job. So if people don't think he's qualified either, like that's exactly what he did for 20 years.
Right. Well, but there were some Biden people who were just like, oh, well, Andrew's not actually part of the secret.
No, NYPD. I thought they were the best guys. You love New York, right? The fuck.
No, all I'm saying is like. You guys
all lefties don't think NYPD is a big deal, huh? That's a new one on me.
Well, all I'm saying is y'all wanted to split hairs, so we've had not one but two actual like former Secret Service agents. If those guys are saying that like the Secret Service's bureaucracy is like out of control, and Steve even went so far as to say that like he thinks that the Secret Service does too much as far as like
Right. I was gonna say that the interesting thing is all parties that we're talking about all said the other thing too, is that they do think that a lot of them are doing a great job, but that the apparatus itself, the institution itself, has fundamental problems, which it's hard to deny. When you had multiple attempts on a presidential candidate in this election, definitely something is awry. Where, like, you think about the Reagan one, where Reagan got shot, there's very far between any other incident like that happening in either direction in time, right? Forward or backward. And so for it to happen so frequently and so sloppily that, I mean, you could only call this divine providence or something that Trump wasn't killed. Inches, And that's not acceptable. That's not, I don't care how hard they tried. They failed. We cannot allow failures like that to happen. And I wouldn't care if it was a Democrat candidate either, by the way.
No. The thing that was most shocking for me though, Max, I don't know if you, I mean, I know
I haven't got through the whole thing. I've been busy today, but I have listened to a good chunk of it.
Okay. Well, I don't want to spoil too much for you, but one of the things I think that was most shocking for me was basically the Secret Service like protocol for how they set up protection details and whatnot.
Right.
You would think after the Kennedy assassination, it would have changed a little bit, been revised. Nope. In 60 years.
The same fucking thing.
Nope. And that's why they needed to put the lone gunman theory out there, Sam. The conspiracy theory is the lone gunman. I actually agree that that's wrong. Lee Harvey Oswald didn't act alone. He acted on behalf of the USSR. They couldn't really say that, so they said he acted on anybody but them.
Right.
Regardless, the lone gunman theory is put out, and they have to abide the lone gunman theory because it's the only one they want anybody to really take seriously. And the lone gunman theory, suggesting this guy acted on his own, means that the threat has already been neutralized. So why change procedures? That's why that happened. It's complacency. We talked about this extensively with all of these guys. Complacency in security is absolutely the mother of disaster. The idea, let's say you're a security guy, you're running the cameras and that shit's all dusty. You might not think twice about that, right? But then when you need that clear picture, you wish you would have fucking got that dust up. Because the cops are asking you for the video and you're like, oh, it's all fuzzy because there's fucking cobwebs in the little bulb.
It's just amazing that like in what 60 years, no one has said, hey guys, we might want to, revise this policy.
It's insane, but that's government and that's bureaucracy at its most raw, right?
Yeah.
But this is the plan. Why do we need a new plan? This plan employs all these 50,000 people or whatever.
How none of the protectees in power have said, what the fuck's going on?
That was you had the Democrats in power, Sam, that didn't take the assassination, in my personal opinion, that didn't take the assassination attempt seriously at all. Where were the hearings? They went real fast, didn't they? They didn't last nearly as long as J6.
No.
Free J6ers. I like JD Vance. He's wrong about the J6 people.
What did Vance say about the J6?
He said that we're not going to pardon quote unquote violent offenders, and here's the problem with that, Sam. I have a friend who's a quote unquote violent offender.
Right.
They added an enhancement charge to him so that they could get him to take a plea deal. And they bullied him with it, and they took 6 months of his life away from his children and his wife and his family. And they pretended that he was violent on a trespass charge. So, yeah, you should pardon people. And by the way, he's already served his time. A pardon does nothing to him except wipe that from his record. He already served his time.
Yeah.
That's what we're asking for in a lot of these cases, Sam. And for JD Vance, I think that was a lack of understanding of the subject matter on his part. And Trump even did shoot him down later in the day with the Truth Social message or whatever, and said, we'll be looking. What I want from J6, honestly, is not necessarily blanket pardon, Sam, but look at every case. If there's a video of a guy beating up a cop, fine, don't pardon that guy. Right? Obviously.
Right.
But my friend he's not even accused of any violence, but they added that as like a sub charge to his plea deal.
Right. I've shared that story with a couple of people.
Yeah, so he is not a violent offender, and he has no violent offense in not only that, but in his prior history that he was arrested for that they used against him, by the way. Wasn't for a violent offense. I'm pretty sure he stole a car when he was a teenager. It's been 20 years since that happened, but he's still a felon, right? And so then they add the violent charge because then they can say you're a violent felon. And if
Right.
you're a violent felon, the court is going to throw the book at you. And then here's this guy watching the J6 hearings happen in real time and watching them throw the book at literally every one of them. So why do you think he took a plea deal to a violent crime he didn't commit? Because the alternative was going to be 30 to life.
I mean, I don't blame him. I would have taken the same.
My boy, he can't even legally say this, but I'm going to say it on his behalf. He didn't break the law. He didn't do anything wrong.
We need. I've said this ever since.
Free Billy. Even though Billy's out, I've been saying this for when he was in jail on the show. Remember, Sam, when I first brought this up, you were a little comfortable because you just didn't know a lot about the Proud Boys, you know. And over the year, as this case has been broken, it's great that not only did you figure it out right away, but it seems like the general population has figured out that most of these guys didn't do anything wrong.
Well, yeah,
they might be guilty of like taking it too far. I think in a lot of cases there was a lot of attention grifting going on, where they wanted to take pictures of themselves inside the Capitol. Perfect example is Baked Alaska, who probably is going to get a pardon. That doesn't sit right with me, but it's okay. He's got his feet up on the fucking desk in Nancy Pelosi's office smoking a blunt. That is him looking for attention on the internet. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah.
Is that a crime? Probably. He did time for it, so it must be. Is that an insurrection? No. That is a man looking for attention in a way that is not good. It wasn't good to do that. And anybody that went in, it wasn't good. It did nothing to help us. It set us back quite a ways. But to ruin their life over it forever just for being there, we need, look, I know that the left is going to freak out, but we need this clean slate. We do, as a country.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up, Max, because the left loves to talk about criminal justice reform, right?
And who's a bigger criminal justice reform advocate than this guy right here? Supposedly they're for criminal justice reform. Yeah, I might argue that they aren't really,
right.
but yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why I said supposedly, because they used to talk about criminal justice reform, but then when Trump actually went and did criminal justice reform,
the First Step Act specifically.
Yeah, the First Step Act, which, by the way, I met a few of the people at YaleCon who benefited from the First Step Act.
Yeah, it was a great, as a criminal justice reform guy, it was a great, as the name says, first step. Here's the thing. Let's talk about criminal justice reform. They wanted to make sure that he was a felon, Sam, and they got him sentenced for 34 felonies. And so now a felon is about to be the president. Sam, I offer to you this thought. Should felons not then be allowed to vote? What is the reason that a felon can't vote? Answer me that.
I actually don't know the answer to that.
Neither do I. But it seems retarded because...
as long as you've done your time, you can have your rights back.
Right. They are an upstanding citizen if they've done their time. 10 years on a felony, you still can't vote. You can't vote for the rest of your life. Now, the 10 years, you not only did your time, the felony got you, let's say, fucking 6 months in jail, Sam. You did your time. Now, you're an ex-con. It's hard to get a job anywhere respectable. Nobody will fucking hire you. Pretty much anywhere respectable will just immediately reject your application. 1. 2, you can't vote ever again. It depends on what your felony is. You might say that seems fair, but it really doesn't. Maybe if you say a murder or pedophilia or something, people might make sense. But you stole $300 worth of merchandise one time, you never get to vote again, ever again.
Yeah, and that's the thing is most people who are against like felons voting. And to be fair, I used to be in this category when I was younger. A lot of people who are against felons getting their, civil rights restored, sometimes they're thinking of the worst, the rapist, the murderers.
And here's the thing, Sam. I'm a man of principles, and I think that it applies to them too. Should a murderer be allowed to vote? Well, it depends, right? Is he in prison currently? I don't think you should be allowed to vote.
Right.
But if, let's say a guy Actually, I knew a guy, and his story is kind of public, so it's not that big a deal. One of the guys we used to roll with years and years ago, Sam, had a case that was a very tragic story, and he turned his life around afterwards. I want to make that clear so it doesn't sound as bad as it is. But when he was young, he got into drugs, okay? And he was driving a car on drugs, bad idea, got in a car accident. It killed his friend. Because of that, he got a second-degree vehicular homicide charge. He did his time, which was, I believe, 3 years. He got 5 years. He served 3 years. He turned his life around in prison. He got an education, and he actually became an addiction counselor through that process and turned his life around. But he still can never vote again.
Right.
And if you say, well, murderers shouldn't ever be able to vote, does that include him? So there's certain things you can do that make it so you're not, again, and here's the thing, Sam, the founder said no taxation without representation. So should felons not be forced to pay taxes? Because they're not represented.
Again, if you've done your time, paid your debt to society, have your rights back.
To some restoration. Now, the gun rights thing is a different issue. And I'm willing to say this, Sam. I think that a non-violent felon should still have an ability to have gun rights at some point in their life.
I would agree.
A violent felon, that could be argued. But a non-violent felon, if you stole... because all it takes to get a felony, Sam, in terms of stealing is stealing $300 or $251 specifically dollars in most states worth of merchandise. That is grand larceny, which is a felony. So if you stole a video game from your friend, like a Nintendo Switch, right? That's like $300. If you stole a Nintendo Switch, you can never vote again. Doesn't it seems disproportionate to me. Right.
Well, yeah. Well, again, the people who are, against criminals getting their rights back, they're talking at the most extreme cases of the most hardened criminals who, let's face it, let's be real for a sec. Most of the people that you're afraid of getting their rights back, supposedly,
wouldn't actually vote.
Well, yeah, not only are they not going to vote, most likely they're not going to ever get out of prison either.
That's fair. And like I say, being in prison could be a condition where you can't vote in prison. That would make perfect sense to me.
Right. What I'm saying is a lot of people who are worried about this, they're worried about the worst of the worst, when in reality,
I get what you're trying to kind of minimize and maximize my point and minimize their fears, and I get that, but I honestly don't think it matters. These are people's human rights. You know what I mean? And so if people feel like they don't deserve it, I'm still going to advocate for them.
Yeah.
And I think that they're wrong in that you don't respect their human rights. You think I want to quote Roman in chat because he made a very good point. He said felons can't vote, so it's a way to make a second-class citizen of a political minority. Exactly. They have no say in what goes on in society at all at that point. I think that's fucked up. Now, obviously, they could speak. You could obviously there's cases of felons who have talk shows and news columns and things that have affected politics. But now we have a felon who is the president, a 34-time convicted felon who is the president. So is it not time that we laid back on this stupid felony bullshit and gave some people some measure of their rights back? I'm not even saying it has to be 100%. Again, if you shot people, maybe you don't get your gun rights back. But even then, if it was self-defense, maybe I might be on the side of getting your gun rights back, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a matter of a nonviolent offense just seems to me to be the silliest thing to lose your gun rights over. What does one have to do with the other?
Totally.
It's an arbitrary distinction of the level of crime, right? They've decided that this is a felony and this is a misdemeanor. And if you cross that arbitrary line that we've drawn, you never get to have your rights again.
One of my law professors, because I did take law in college, law 101, so I'm not exactly like a legal scholar, but one of my law professors...
You look like one, though, so it's fine.
Well, I write lawyer characters in my books on it.
There you go. You played one on TV. It's good.
Yeah.
This is perfectly acceptable legal advice from Sam.
No, the irony one of the real ironies is a lot of colleges won't accept felons into their programs.
No, like I said, the majority of jobs that a felon might be eligible for will reject them out on hand.
Right. Well, same with colleges. And so my professor brought up a valid point where imagine you're a teenager and you grow up in like a bad neighborhood, and so you commit a felony because it doesn't matter the reason, and you're at that age where you can't necessarily where you might get tried as an adult, and so you might be a felon. For a lot of these kids in the inner cities, going to a college, as much as we like to shit on colleges for being,
there's only a couple of ways out of the inner city lifestyle like that, and college is the goody two shoes one.
Yeah,
like so is athletics, but like say if you live in the inner city, you're not athletic, you can't sing, you can't rap, and you don't want to be a criminal, you better go to college.
Right.
That's your only real out, or join the army.
Yeah, and now even the military is being like,
it's not as good a gig as it was 10 years ago, that's for sure.
Right. Like I said, I can't go into the military because of a physical disability.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, we need to lobby President Trump. I beseech you to make an exemption for our good friend Sam Whitfield, because I think he'd be a hell of a soldier.
But well, yeah, that would be, but also, keep our troops out of stupid wars too.
That's right, especially if Sam's joining. He wants his ass out of harm's way, but he also, I think he could get medals and shit. Look at him.
That is the sad irony of war is.
The best one is the one you don't fight at all. Yeah.
Well, I know. Well, I was going to say that, but I was also going to say a lot of based cripple men who I know are sadly those who are.
Nothing makes more cripples than war, sadly.
Yeah.
It's strange that I'm so against that thing, What with it making all these based cripple men?
I don't often recommend episodes from other podcasts, but Joe Rogan actually really did have a good conversation with Mel Gibson, and Mel Gibson said something that I'm going to use as a quote from now on. It's I love the warrior, but I hate the fucking war.
Yeah,
and
man.
And that's pretty much been my ethos for as long as I can remember. I love our warriors.
All my best bros and drinking buddies have either been gangbangers or fucking veterans.
I love the warriors, but we fucking hate the war.
I love my warriors in the street war too, but I hate the fucking war that rages.
That was another thing that Steve.
Shout out to the 3rd Street Bloods, by the way.
That was another thing. I'm glad that you brought up the street wars too, Max, because that was another thing that Steve brought up.
Shout out folk, however you do their thing
in the podcast.
Now I'm just dropping gang signs, Sam.
Hey, if
folk was always cool with me. I don't know. Folk is one of them gangs. I didn't really join, but they were always really nice, And they beat up the guys that wanted to beat me up that one time. So, like, big shout out to folk.
Hell yeah.
They defended Whitey.
That's right. Somebody has to.
Well, I suppose Trump could start like a gang now, or someone.
MAGA gang. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, I would totally like. What would the initiation for that be? I would totally do it, even though,
I'm pretty sure it's that you eat 2 Big Macs, a large fry, and a Diet Coke, Sam. I'm pretty sure that's the initiation.
I mean, I could do that easily.
There you go.
It might kill you, but I would say that you and Mort could be grandfathered in. Because
I'm already in a gang, Sam. Have you heard about this? Have you seen this?
I did not know
Griffin a
that.
giant?
Yeah, so I carry my gang colors on my wallet, bro. See? The FBI says I'm in a gang, so I can't be joining no other gangs. Blood in, blood out, bruv.
Wait, the ICP is that?
Well, Juggalos, like fans of ICP. Yeah, we're listed as a gang. There's a documentary you could watch, Sam. It's called The United States of Insanity, and it's about how that they sued the FBI about this and lost. And so the FBI declared that fans of the Insane Clown Posse are a gang, and tattoos of ICP is gang tattoos. And this right here, a piece of merchandise I bought from them, is actually like a gang sign that I'm carrying around.
What if you...
And concerts, Sam, ICP concerts are gang rallies. Did you know this?
What if you don't have any tattoos, but you have ICP music in your library? Does that...
It gets tricky, doesn't it? Well, then you're not repping, so no, you joke, right? And it sounds funny.
No,
listen, it sounds funny. I get it. And it's easy to make jokes. But men have lost custody of their children over this because they're now labeled as part of a gang. People have gotten kicked out of the military for this. And people have actually had their parole revoked because you're a juggalo, meaning you're a member of a gang.
No, I mean, I know it does sound ridiculous, but I actually was unironically asking because how far, what qualifies? Because if it's just simply listening to their music, well, that's the whole thing is retarded.
Wearing their merchandise qualifies 100%.
Oh,
100% wearing their merchandise. If you get arrested wearing an ICP shirt, they absolutely add a gang-related stipulation to your charge.
That's super retarded. Imagine...
I'm a gangsta up in this bitch, Sam. What do you want?
Well,
you didn't know I'd be thugging out in these streets, but I got my... I'm an OG. You see how old this fucking wallet is? You think I don't rep that every day?
I know you're an OG, but following down this hypothetical, Max,
Why, you want to join our gang, Sam? I think you look awesome with some face paint, I'm not gonna lie.
I would, no doubt. But suppose you give your friend Mark an ICP shirt for Christmas, and he's
in a gang now.
And he doesn't know.
He's a gangster motherfucker.
And he's never listened to
this shit's ruthless gangbanger because he got a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That makes you hard. That's what the cop told me. Does the FBI lie, Sam? Do they make something like this up? It couldn't possibly be. It's a weird, quirky fan base of a silly band.
Do they end in Y?
These are professionals. They're experts. They're obviously not just making bullshit up.
Has the FBI ever lied about anything?
Yeah, no, never.
No, never. The FBI has always been on the offensive.
The FBI is totally not a gang, a criminal fucking gang. Want to talk shit, motherfucker. They're just mad because we're the... See, that's what it is, right? Is every gang has their ops, their opposition. And juggalos, we didn't know who our ops were, right? Because who wants to fight juggalos? It turns out the other gang that we're ops with is the FBI. Who knew, right?
If I were a bank robber or something,
which is fine because they glow in the dark and you can run them over when you see them. Sorry, Sam.
Shout out to Terry Davis.
That's right. But yeah, them be our ops, bro. Yeah. But it's we can't on-site them,
If
that'll start a war. We already finished this war.
if I were
the Juggalos that were such a dangerous gang, Sam, they marched to Washington and had a concert and you didn't even know about it. That dangerous hybrid street gang. Whoop whoop. Oh, now there's gang signs on your show, Sam. You're in trouble. I'm gonna say you're the mastermind. Sam is actually behind the Juggalo gang. He's been the leader all along. Nobody knew it.
I believe it.
That's right. Hell yeah. This is me doing my Gene Simmons thing.
That would be great. Is like the best like travel vlog we could ever do is me and you go to the gathering of the Juggalos. Would be the funniest fucking thing in the world. Because you're such a goody two shoes. It would be great.
Well, especially since I'm like afraid of like clowns.
Man, well, there's not gonna be any funny clowns there if that helps. Might be some scary ones, and there will definitely be some scantily clad female variety clowns.
No, that makes it the scary clowns, that makes it worse.
How does it make it? They're awesome. I'm a scary clown, Sam.
Well,
You're a giant. There's a difference.
I mean, you're
right. So if I'm a clown, I'm always gonna be scary by default because I'm a giant. So,
but you make me laugh, and so you're also a funny.
Well, I mean, that's part of being a clown. Even a sad clown will make you laugh.
Or if you watch it, it'll just traumatize you.
He makes you laugh. If you don't laugh watching it, you have some unrepressed childhood trauma, or you're just kind of a bitch. Because that dude's funny as hell.
Probably some unrepressed childhood trauma.
That's what I thought. That sounds about right.
Yeah, clowns and me did not.
But you see, it taught me something being a clown, Sam. It's that people wonder why I'm willing to just be such an asshole and not give a fuck. And it's because when you're a clown, it doesn't matter if they're laughing at you, as long as they're laughing.
I feel like
or dying. That's the other rule. If they're not laughing, then you got to start killing people. So, Sam, here's how you deal with your fear of clowns: is you need to learn the rules. Is that you're supposed to laugh, and then you won't get killed.
It's
true. I'm telling you, that's like the first rule of clowning: is don't kill people who laugh.
Well,
I know these things.
Well, I mean, to a 4-year-old, they can look scary sometimes. Look, it's not my
right. Well, that they didn't kill you, see, but now you're a grown man, okay, and so you're gonna have to laugh, even if it's not very funny.
Look, it's not
even if they're killing people in front of you, Sam. It is imperative if whatever the clown is doing is funny, Sam. Don't you understand? Your life depends on it.
I mean, is Ronald McDonald funny though, or like?
He's fucking Sam. What are you doing? You're gonna get killed by Ronald McDonald.
Well,
yes, he's very funny, Sam. Haha! Yay, we love Ronald here.
Well, I mean, McDonald's has killed more people than Pennywise has. So.
That's right. And that's because they're not laughing at the fucking clown, Sam. Don't you get it? They're everywhere. They've taken over already. Nobody knew it. I'm trying to tell you. Run!
I am laughing at. I do laugh at Jimmy Kimmel sometimes because he's such a clown.
Yeah, and he's fat. Did you know this, Sam? Have you heard about this? Jimmy Kimmel's fat.
Yeah, he's always been fat. He makes Adam Carolla look thin. And
it's funny that the host of the Man Show would cry so much, like a bitch.
Right.
Nah, what's always funny is we've been talking at whiteface with clowns, but did you know that Jimmy Kimmel did blackface, Max?
That's true.
Not surprised.
Yeah,
that is very true. I would never do that, Sam.
Why not? I mean, it's okay. It's okay. Apparently,
there are no pictures of me in blackface ever anywhere, Sam. Why would there be? What are you talking about? Did somebody tell you
It's only
something?
okay when you're a leftist.
No, I would do
Uh,
blackface on the show. I don't understand why people get so butthurt about it, to be honest with you. Especially, I would do it and then just not do any character or anything and just literally just do blackface and just talk like normal. Because then how am I making fun of black people?
You're not.
You're not.
Exactly. No, I'm not going to do blackface on it. Don't worry, Sam. Sam's getting nervous now.
No, no, I'm not. I was actually like literally thinking like, what I feel like the whole blackface thing, like I get why it can be offensive, but it's
Well, in
all
the
about-
context of like, yeah, the minstrel shows where they're doing mocking behaviors of but I'm saying literally just nothing else changes. I'm not going to be like talking like I'm a black person allegedly or anything like that.
Like everything, intent should matter.
Yeah, intent should matter.
Well, I feel like even if
I got told liking hip hop is wearing blackface, so what does it even mean anymore?
yeah, well, same thing with jazz, right? Like,
Ironically,
musical blackface.
Yeah, ironically, I've contributed more to hip hop than the people saying that, you know?
well, it's like I find Tropic Thunder fucking hilarious because like Robert Downey Jr. played a great character of someone doing blackface.
Because you're a racist, Sam. Obviously. You're just
No, it's because
a horrible racist for finding a thing funny.
well,
God damn it. You just want to genocide people. And see? And he knew it's the truth. That's why he ran away.
You broke Sam.
That's it. We exposed him. We exposed him right here live on the Whitfield Report.
Rumble decided to do its, application crash thing. Perfect timing, by the way.
Right.
If
Amazing
it-
timing.
Couldn't have been better timing at all. We were framing you as a racist and you ran away. It was great. I feel like a leftist, Sam. I get it now. This is fun. Can we cancel you later? That'd be good. What have you done to be canceled for? Let's see. Say crippled. That's too easy, though.
Well, depends on
Called
you.
Mersh retarded, Sam. How dare you? You got to be canceled.
Yeah, I mean,
Why are you going to pick on a developmentally impaired man like that, Sam?
well, if we're gonna cancel if we're gonna cancel me for that, we also have to cancel Mortheous.
That's true.
For
Mort's,
the same-
don't worry about him. Mort's canceling is like it's like automatic. You know, and I'm already canceled, but now I'm leading the opposition. Right? We got to cancel Sam.
Well, canceling more kind of sort of happened in 2020. So
hashtag cancel Sam Whitfield on Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. On X. Do hashtags even work anymore? What's going on in that place, Sam?
Well, apparently we're not supposed to use hashtags. Like they're still around. We're not supposed to use them anymore. I don't know.
We're not supposed to cuss either. Fuck that. And fuck Elon. Sorry, Sam.
Wait, is he saying no cursing now?
No, but you get deboosted if you do.
Oh, well, fuckity fuck that noise.
Yeah, fuck Elon and his fucking little fucking fuck hole.
To quote Dennis Miller, I get fucking paid by the fuckity Todd. Fuck.
Yeah, you're supposed to put F asterisk CK, Sam. Yeah, I won't be doing that, and the Right to Offend media accounts aren't going to do that, and if we're deboosted, then they can go fuck themselves with a U instead of an asterisk.
Isn't you know what?
Also, he can lick the absolute tip of the dirtiest asshole available. Probably Ethan Ralph in that case.
Now, come
that
on.
would be Tate's asshole.
Come on, dude. I know that.
Did you see Ethan's gut on stream the other day, Sam? Pod Awful has some great clips of this.
I haven't paid attention to Ethan Ralph, and
we only got that one picture of the quad tit. He stood in front of his camera bent over with no shirt on for like 5 minutes, knocking over his piss bottles. Classic Ralph. I know we don't talk about Ralph. We haven't talked about Ralph in like a year, but come on, that is classic Ethan Ralph right there. Showing off his quad tits. It made my wife sick. And you can hear him knocking over all his piss bottles as he's doing it. It's great. Classic stuff. Great job, Ethan. You're classic.
So he's gone full Howard Hughes now. I mean, I know that he was starting to do the piss bottles thing, but he's
I think what happened is he relapsed into his Xanax addiction. And now he's fighting with Dick Masterson. And then Milo was on Pod Awful, and they prank called Dick Masterson, and I fucking died laughing. That shit was so funny, because Milo was like, well, tell me about Juju the cow. And Dick was like, tell me about what black dick tastes like, or something like that. Oh, it was so good. And at the very end of the call, Jesse said, hi, Dick, it's Jesse from Pod Awful, and he immediately hung up the phone.
What do you think of Mike Redbar?
I think he wears diapers. That's a proven fact, you know. He wears diapers. Did you know this? Have you heard about this? Also, he steals everything from Pod Awful. Did you know that? It's true.
YouTube sent me down like a Mike Redbar rabbit hole the other day.
Well, you should watch the one time Pod Awful and him talked to each other. It will probably change your opinion on him.
I'm not even a fan of Redbar. Okay, so it started because I was watching videos on Bert Kreischer, who, by the way, Bert Kreischer is an alcoholic, and apparently apparently if you say that, his audience will get mad at you. No, Bert's not an alcoholic. He just likes beer a lot every day, and on the weekends too. And he only does Instagram Live
and twice on Sunday.
And he only drunkenly rants with his shirt off.
This sounds like some weird esoteric fucking internet shit to me. People defend some random ass comedian's drinking habits. What the fuck is wrong with people? Why do they care if he's an alcoholic or not? Like, why does that matter? I see why it matters to you. I'm saying to his fans, why would that matter, right? Why wouldn't you just be, yeah, he's an alcoholic, but he's funny?
Yeah.
Isn't that, like, that used to be, that's the thing now. It's like, oh, somebody has a negative, undesirable characteristic. I can't find their any value in their art.
Well, part of it is because Bert, I guess, denies that he's an alcoholic, right?
But that's, dude, if you are a comedian and you are an alcoholic, the funniest thing to do is deny it. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, that is funny, but I feel like these days, to me the funnier bit would be, yeah, I'm an alcoholic. So what?
No, because that's boom. See, that's why you have your sensibilities are very boomer, Sam. Sometimes.
Yeah,
that was the boomer joke. So the other joke would be like, I'm not an alcoholic. Yeah, that's very funny. If he ever gives that up, I'm going to say he stopped being funny. He has to maintain that, and he has to drink more. That would make it more funny. And embarrass himself publicly more. Right? Basically, I'm telling him, become Ethan Ralph.
Well, he is like Ethan Ralph, except happy. Like, holy shit. I just realized Bert Kreischer is the happy Ethan Ralph. And more famous because he hangs out with Joe Rogan. And apparently that scared Max off. I mean, I think he's literally said no. Like, he doesn't. Like, Ethan Ralph has literally said, I don't want to be here anymore. So, no, I don't think so. But, yeah. Anyway, more, what else is going on. What were your thoughts on that reveal trailer for the vampire game?
I am very excited for Rebel Wolf's game from what I saw on Monday.
Also, speaking of people who are overly sensitive, apparently Melanie Mack is super angry that like people no longer find her gimmick funny.
It was funny for like a week. Now we've lost Sam and Max.
And is your show almost over?
Yeah.
Then don't get on the phone afterwards, okay? Not tonight.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm back.
All right, welcome back. And here comes Max.
What did you do, Sam? I can't take a piss for 5 minutes. It's not even been. It's been 2.5. You're just running away, leaving more hanging.
Both of you fuckers disappeared.
Mm-hmm. I at least excused myself.
Yeah, I had a sudden interruption. So, yeah.
Well, to recap, Sam, gay pornography was our number one tonight.
That would be the name of a great podcast, by the way. I was thinking about that.
I was thinking that maybe Andrew Tate and his brother could probably use that one, and that I wouldn't mind.
Well, I mean, that's what their podcast is pretty much like as is.
Well, yeah, it's two men talking about how manly they are. That's the gayest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's well, they have to share off. They have to show off.
Sounds super gay.
They have to show off their tattoo art, don't you know?
Yeah, there's nothing homosexual about that. See, I got myself some gang tattoos, Sam, but you ain't seen them. You ain't know me like that, bro.
Would you ever get like a really elaborate like chest tattoo that like no one would see?
Well, no. I probably wouldn't get any more, actually.
Right.
I got this prison tattoo. I showed that one last week.
Yeah.
It's not actually a prison tattoo, but I made it the same way they do it in prison.
And how much did you have to pay for that?
My ex-girlfriend had India ink, and I took a needle and I wrapped some thread around the end of it and then burned it a little. And I stuck it in the ink, and I just sat there poking it into the shape of, like, sort of the Undertaker's runic symbol. But I never really got to finish it because I got suspended, and they took away my ink because I was doing it in math class, Sam.
So definitely not like $500 or whatever tattoo.
Oh, no. I think it cost, she got it for free, too. Somebody gave her the India ink, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm so cool. I'll give myself a tattoo right where everybody's going to see it for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I'm making fun of tattoo people for, getting tattoos.
Yeah, man. Like seriously, too. I'll tell you, like, I can show the what I do got on my arm. It's my rank from when I fought, but it was like $85. Like, motherfuckers overpaying that shit, and that's like just because I went and priced it out. I get it, like a whole sleeve. The dudes are going to be working a long time on you. It's going to cost a lot more, but I don't know. Mine cost $85. The one on my back was like $100.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I wouldn't even be able to show it to you because it's on my back, you see, and I wouldn't know if I'm on camera correctly, but it's just the ringmaster.
Well, yeah, that's kind of my point, Max. Like, why get a lot?
Well, I got this here, right? Because I can just wear a t-shirt.
Well,
see,
yeah,
you didn't even know that was there the whole time. I've worn a t-shirt like every week.
Well, yeah,
and then the one on my back, it's the same thing. I'd get it on my back, but not my chest. No.
Yeah, because why would you if you're not going to show it off? That's kind of my whole point anyway. But well,
I wanted to, because I do show it off at a concert or something.
Well, that's That's fair.
Yeah, like in the right content, or if I'm at the beach, it's like I don't wear a shirt so people see it. But like I got it for my yeah, that's an interesting question, Sam. I got it for myself, not to show off.
Yeah, that is.
I guess they did get theirs to show off. That's true, because theirs is all just stupid tribal crap.
Yeah. Well, if you get something for yourself,
I got my favorite band's favorite record on my back, Sam, and I have my karate rank that I earned on my arm. So my tattoos, that's why I got them.
based.
Yeah, I'm not like gonna show off. Like, I mean, my wife knew I had tattoos right away, but that's because I told you the story about me throwing up on my shirt, Sam. So
yeah.
she saw them right away, but they were never meant to attract chicks. In fact, when I got my tattoos when I was 18 years old, it was not considered desirable to most chicks.
No. Now it's the opposite for some.
Now they want too many tattoos, and chicks want to be covered in tattoos. How fucking gross. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Chicks who cover themselves in tattoos, it's like, wow, that's sad.
Thank you. I agree with that, Max.
There's a thing I'm not saying chicks can't have tattoos, right? One tattoo.
There's a thing called too much.
Yeah, there's definitely too much. Like a sleeve on a broad is like, I think is like, makes them look stupid. Makes them look too edgy for me, I'll say that.
Agreed. Why would you get your privates near your... I mean, why would you get tattoos near your privates for guys or girls?
I don't know. It might be funny to get a little smiley face on the end of it.
Because you're a weirdo and because you like pain? Or both?
No, because it's funny, Sam. Haven't you figured me out at all yet?
Yes, everything's funny.
No, it's not everything's funny, but if something is funny, then it's worth doing.
That is true.
And so a smiley face right on the tip of your dick is a very funny tattoo. It hurt like hell, you're right. I think you overblow how much tattoos hurt, though, to be honest with you. Even on your dick, it's not probably as bad as you think it is. This motherfucker does acupuncture. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, that's not the same thing.
It's way worse than tattoo needles. They go way deeper and they're way bigger. You crazy dude.
That's what
if you can handle acupuncture and you think a tattoo is scary, you're insane.
That's what she said.
It's kind of irritating, if anything. It's just like a little. After a while, it feels good though. It's just a little like burning, stinging sensation. So it's a little bit of like, ow, fuck, ow, fuck, ow, fuck, ow, fuck, ow, fuck. Oh, this is fine. I can deal this. Ow, fuck, ow, fuck, ow, fuck. Oh, this is fine. I can, ow, fuck, ow, fuck, ow, fuck. And then you have a nice design.
Yeah, that's exactly how acupuncture is too.
Right. So how dare you criticize tattooing when you'll put them big ass ugly needles in you?
Well,
tattoo needle is like this big.
Fair.
And it goes in faster because it's mechanical, so it's like 100 times a second. Not that many, but something like that.
Yeah.
And it feels weird at first because it's like pins and needles. I don't know. It's not the worst feeling in the world, man. It's really not as bad as people think.
It's probably not the worst. I bet
the people who say they like it are a little twisted.
Yeah.
It's not something that I loved the experience of getting a tattoo, but I wanted that tattoo because it would look fucking badass, you see?
Yeah, I certainly get the appeal.
This is what I mean though, Sam, is you're not allowed to be masculine in either form anymore, right? You gotta be Andrew Tate style. You can't just have a cool tattoo. It has to be aesthetically pleasing to the ladies, which means it has to be a random corporate garbo art all over your fucking midsection like a faggot trying to emulate Tupac only with less style. Should I go on, Sam?
Imagine getting Che Guevara tattooed on you. That would be moronic.
Imagine getting another man tattooed on you. What's gayer than that, Sam, is fucking another man. But aside from that, what's gayer?
I mean, not much else.
Kissing another man, less gay than tattooing another man onto you.
I can't think of anything more gay.
Right. Except literally fucking another man. It's the next gayest thing is having another man tattooed onto your body.
Yeah, you're right.
My buddy, actually, it's my wife's friend from way back in the day. He's got the coolest tattoos. You could tell he's of my era and mentality. He's got this awesome Confederate flag waving tattoo, and then right under it, he has a naked lady on his forearm.
Shoot, well, he's going to be double canceled then.
And then he showed me this. I lived with him for a while, right? And he showed me this. As if he twists his arm just right, she shakes her titties.
Ooh.
While the flag waves, dude. It's pretty sick. He's got a Confederate flag waving, and there's this half-naked, like, fantasy chick with her titties hanging out. You can't get tattoos like that anymore because you're not allowed to be a man, and you're not allowed to have individuality, and you got to be a goddamn conformist, man. Oh, you can't smoke a cigarette. That might be bad for you, and we decide what you get to do.
Newsflash, I've smoked cigarettes, and I'm mostly fine.
I'm not, Sam.
Well,
I'm all fucked up.
I say mostly.
But isn't it okay for me to be fucked up? Everybody wants to be perfect now. Everybody has to present themselves because of this online bullshit, as if they don't take a shit like everybody else. Come on. Yeah. You get diarrhea. You know what I mean? That big fucking sloppy shits. Just like Bill Clinton has sloppy diarrhea sometimes. He ain't no better than me.
I'm sure he does.
I bet his is really sloppy because he's got AIDS and all that.
Yeah, I don't want to think about
No,
that.
Sam. Just for 1 second, let's appreciate the sloppy AIDS.
No.
You know when...
With that loose butthole that he's got going on. Let it flow, Bill. Just let it flow.
No.
Oh, dear
Why do you think
God.
Vince McMahon has to shit?
No.
No.
Speaking of Vince McMahon shitting on people's heads, did you see the case got settled, Sam?
Oh, dear God. What hell is this?
Yeah. So for shitting on Janelle Grant's head, he's going to pay $1.3 million to WWE.
To WWE.
Yes.
Okay, that is actually better WWE than to her.
Well, that case is not settled. The SEC said his payment might have been improper because he paid it from the company instead of out of pocket, so he has to give them that money back plus some interest. That's it. And the criminal investigation into him is closed. So all those guys that thought he was going down for human trafficking, bro, his 42-year-old girlfriend went state to state with him having sex. That's not human trafficking. You want to see what human trafficking looks like? Look at the Tate's fucking cam girl farm.
Yeah.
Even if he offered wrestlers to sleep with his girlfriend, that's not human trafficking either. That's just being a cuck.
I'm surprised Vince has a cuck chair.
Gee, I don't know, because like he's made how many cuck storylines in wrestling over the years? Did you see the Bobby Lashley and Rusev's wife one a couple years ago? Oh, that was classy, right?
Yeah.
They're divorced now. Isn't that cute? Anyway, Vince is allowed to be a creepy pervert as far as I'm aware, and she was a 42-year-old woman on her own volition who got paid very handily for her work. So I don't know what she's bitching about. Fuck that bitch. Fuck Janelle Grant, and if somebody wants to clip that, go ahead. Vince already fucked her and shit on her head, so it's no big deal.
Well, and now you're just shitting on her reputation.
No. The reputation shitting happened when Vince spread his cheeks standing over her, going, "Yeah, you're gonna take this, bitch." That's what ruined her reputation.
Actually, I hate how spot on your Vince impression is.
I'm just figuring he's like in his 70s, so he probably had to like kind of push to muster up a shit, you know?
Probably.
So it's probably a few minutes of him just standing there awkwardly holding his butt going,
I wonder if it was diarrhea shit.
And with that, the last of the Whitfield Report audience tuned out. Probably.
that we're banned everywhere. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. This has been fun.
Still not banned on YouTube, which, by the way, did you hear, Max? Mark admitted that they've censored,
Yeah, and he's totally turned over a new leaf, and I expect my account to be reinstated presently. Right?
Yeah. I said on Jason's show that until morality improves, I'm not impressed.
I'm still banned. I'm always gonna be banned because they deleted my account. They can't even undo it. So I don't believe Mark Zuckerberg. I believe that, by the way, I don't believe he was a far leftist either. I think he's a nerd, and I think he was doing the bidding of whoever was in power.
He was doing his marching orders.
Yeah,
he didn't care that they were Democrats or Republicans. He just, like, they were stepping on his toes, and he's like, yeah, do what they want.
Yeah, why?
And now he's ready to switch sides again. He's already switched sides like 3 times.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Fuck Meta. They're not going to unban me. Unfortunately, a lot of people are going to go to Meta. We haven't even talked on the TikTok thing, but as of now, if the Supreme Court doesn't grant Trump's request for a delay, because of the nature of the bill, he can't even executive order delay it. Only Joe Biden can, and he's obviously not doing that. So TikTok might die on Sunday, Sam.
But
I got kicked out.
Oh, but the 30 that would be a shame if the 30 TikTokers who follow me suddenly, couldn't see my question.
Well, they're encouraging the TikTok people internally. I learned this today. Are encouraging each other to join Red Note, which is another ByteDance owned, China owned platform that's basically TikTok also. And so I'm sure that'll go well for them.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
It's literally named after Mao's Little Red Book. So we definitely want to be on that platform, Sam. We got to be with all the commies. By the way, totally proving that TikTok is not Chinese propagandizing anyone by saying you should go onto the most communist controlled platform on earth because TikTok got banned. Yeah, totally didn't prove them right.
But Max, you don't understand. Conservatives of TikTok is a thing.
I don't care.
You don't.
Please, Sam, I think conservatives of YouTube are dumbasses. Why do you dance their hoops? What? Well, the core people of the quartering. Oh, Jeremy, I'm flippity flying mad, Sam, about that I can't say that the unaliving is happening in real time with the words I can't say, the snuggle struggles and all this shit. Fuck Jeremy and fuck his grifting ass. Fuck everybody. Yeah, I can say fuck. He can't. Oh, because the algorithm, I won't get advertisements. YouTube will cuck me out of my advertising. Yeah. They'll say you can't have ads, and then they'll put ads on it and take the money themselves. That's damn right. So you're not gonna swear at all, Jeremy. You fucking cuck. Tim Pool, you fucking cuck. I can't even say this about Styx Hexenhammer because he still swears anyway.
You know why I'm clapping, Max? Because Jeremy and some of those people actually do know who I am. Do you think any of them went to bat when my channel got banned? Nope.
No, there was no Keemstar helping us out. Free speech faggots, my ass. They're not free speech anything. What we've done is we got banned, and we had to start from literal scratch over here, and we've built it up to a point that we're doing quite well. And so all them faggots can say their replacement words to appease the algorithm overlord. Oh, please give me my 2% of ad revenue on this video. I promise I'll never say suicide again. God, it's an unaliving, a self-deletion. It's I thought about, taking care of some business in the kitchen. Does that explain the thing anymore? Fuck these people, man. It's so transparently like, I'm only doing this for money and you're stupid for watching it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm banned and I'm still making money off of books I've actually written.
Yeah. Who censored your book, Sam, or who told you what you could and couldn't publish? Was it just your publisher, which is you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the only one telling me what I can and cannot write.
Right. Spotify gives us plenty of leeway, it seems. They've never had an issue with anything we put up there, or as far as I'm aware, right?
Nope. They
It's almost like we don't have to cuck ourselves to anybody. You can just say what we want.
There was one like episode from like 10 years ago where they made me like cut out like a segment of a clip where there was some copyright on like music.
Fair enough. Yeah, they're big on that, but
yeah,
I don't use copyright music anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean that.
Well, except the theme song, copyright to Max Sand on that one.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean to be fair though, this was like a clip from this was like on an old episode when you still could use. So it was basically like, hey, would you like us to like auto remove this for you? And I was like, I took a quick listen to see if it would actually like affect the show, and it didn't. So I was like, yeah, go ahead.
So, but like minor stuff like that aside, like in terms of the
yeah.
content of what we've been talking about since we've gotten banned off of YouTube, I mean, really, we were starting to do that little cuck dance ourselves with our language on YouTube, right? To try and get the views up. And so in a way, the ban sort of, I feel like it did drive like what we've done since then. We've been very competitive.
Yeah, and people honestly like, I know people like love Jack Carr because he's like a big, New York Times bestseller, but honestly, like I've interviewed so many indie authors, and honestly, like some people have told me like I like Eric Bishop's book more than I like Jack Carr's.
Well, I think it's been cool to introduce all these different artists and get their thoughts on things. You're a really good interviewer, so that's kind of took on its own life. And but just being free to speak, even those interviews, it's like you had like a really cool breakthrough interview, I would say, with Karina, right? Where it went to subjects that maybe you didn't even anticipate, and it kind of seemed to like she got more confidence with it as she went. And it's a really good piece of interview, in my humble opinion. But you really have nothing to worry about. You're not asking the wrong questions, or you're going to get censored or anything. And it provides a really raw feed of thought.
Well, I mean, thank you. I mean, for me, I think the thing with the authors is I just give these people like a platform to speak, and not just about their books, but about their backgrounds. And like there are other book podcasts out there that are really good, and not to take anything away from them, but on a lot of those shows, like the shows only want the authors to focus on the book and whatnot, and that's fine. But like I want to know, like, what in your life drove you to write this book? Or
it's you give a lot of freedom for them to kind of take you on a ride, which is very smart. When you're talking about people that are telling stories essentially for a living, you might as well, right? And it's worked out really phenomenally well, but all of it was premised on this, like, in a way, YouTube censorship gave us freedom.
Yeah,
because we were at a point, the views you even had, we even had to get some of those people back for a while because they couldn't find us. And but being at that space gave us a complete, like, chance to like phoenix up the show and try and come up with something more fitting of not only the two of us, but like the times we're in. And then I've been trying to, of course, use that with Right to Offend Media, help other people have a platform to just say whatever they want. Not everybody on all of our shows even agrees like politically on anything. I would hope not, right? But just to have everybody be able to say what they want to talk about, it's been very gratifying to watch people grow as creators as well.
The thing that kind of
I
drives
prefer the term artists, by the way, Sam. I don't like creator or influencer.
I don't mind creator, but I do hate influencer. I do agree that
Influence myself, and that's it.
I do agree that like artist is like a way better term.
I'd settle for what I do for comedian, but I prefer artist, and maybe that's pretentious, but I think I'm so unpretentious that I'm allowed some pretentious. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, I call myself an author and like a podcaster because that's literally what
I guess I could say musician because I made all the music, but I don't really consider myself a musician.
I mean, yeah,
I sit surrounded by fucking instruments every fucking direction.
My point is that we actually like use actual terms and not like these, terms like influencer or, something like that.
Well, I don't know if I want to be an influencer, right? Doesn't it feel like people use that term, they throw it around, but wouldn't it feel dirty? To me, it would. It'd be like I'm influencing them to do what exactly? Right?
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. There's something weird about that whole way of using that word to me.
It also seems very like snobby and like aristocratic, like
up your own ass, like I'm influencing people.
Like, oh, I'm an influencer.
You know what I think, Sam? Is we
I'm
could
an
coin
influencer.
a new term for it right here, live on the Whitfield. Before I got it, the exact perfect term. It's a term sort of related to one I've been trying to get over for a couple weeks now, and I think we could start by recognizing the Tate brothers, and that term is gay porn star, right? So instead of being an influencer, they're gay porn stars. You see?
Yeah.
It's just like a term, Doesn't mean they're actually doing gay pornography, Sam. They're just gay porn stars.
Well, Jeremy from the ordering would definitely be like a, like that's the other thing too.
Well,
like,
he'd be like
he's also a porn star.
Yeah, he's a gaper, is what he is.
Well, no, like that's the other thing too, though, is like it's funny you bring up the courting because like all these like culture commentators, like the quartering and nerdrotic and like they always talk about like get woke, go broke, and like that whole culture with Hollywood. But like other than Eric July, like what independent like author or artist have they promoted?
Tim Pool put out music, Sam. Really good.
I mean, I don't have a lot.
I'm gonna say this. I put the theme song I made for you in an afternoon on a Sunday against any Tim Pool song he's ever put out.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
When I first saw that Tim Pool
indie rock loser emo fucking bitch boy, I'd love to do a battle rap on him, but like he would probably like respond with not a battle rap back. And that just makes you look like a bitch.
I bet Mort could do better indie rock than.
Yeah, but Mort's not an emo.
No,
Mort's like a he's metal guy, if anything.
No, but like Mort kind of. Mort, I could see Mort as like.
I'm gonna put out some new metal.
Yeah, I could see him as new metal, or I could see him as like firmly in the Motley Crue era of metal, but I can't see him as an indie rock guy, Sam. Like I could see a Mort with like long, feathery fucking 80s hair. You know what I mean? Rocking out. He's probably the drummer, let's be real. And because obviously he's a robot. Robots will be the drummer. The hair's a wig, Sam, but anyway. Yeah, I could see that. Or I could see him like a little bit tatted up with maybe some piercings. He's still a robot, Sam. and playing in like a Disturbed era nu metal band as well. Still the drummer though.
Oh,
But he
yeah.
also probably does a lot of like the screaming bits, you know, like type shit. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
He hasn't stopped me this whole time. He's just let me go off. Probably fighting with his internet or with his desire to strangle me. One or the other.
Maybe both.
Maybe both if we're lucky. So we got
But,
anything else, Sam? We hit on everything. TikTok's gonna die. The Tate brothers are gay pornographers and gay and homosexual, allegedly homosexual. I'm alleging this. And what else? What else did we cover today, Sam? Number one business venture not to get into with the Tate brothers is gay pornography.
Yep.
Also the Krasensteins, just to be.
The California government is still irresponsible. I think we covered
California's
that.
government is on fire while the state itself is on fire. That's great.
I think we covered that. My birthday is on Friday.
Oh,
So-
shit. Sam becomes a man
Yep.
again. An
Last
old man. See, there's the becoming a man. That's usually like 18 or 21. You can pick one. But becoming an old man starts when you hit 30.
and I'm looking forward to it, actually. I'm
Roman in chat says, I still haven't heard any of Tim Pool's songs. Don't. Unless you're into like cock and ball torture or something.
Well, I mean, it is
What I'm
rough.
saying, Sam, is Tim Pool is the worst musician I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
He says he is into the cock and ball torture, but still he doesn't want to listen to Tim Pool, and I don't blame him because that's way worse.
Also,
Yeah.
just to be clear, I let Max just roll with what he was saying. I was not having any issues.
Oh, okay. Well, like I could also picture you in like a 70s David Bowie like glam band. That would be pretty
Yeah.
cool too. But like, I mean, again, the drummer and a robot. That would fit right in, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're just gonna have a Mort through rock and roll history montage one day.
That would be awesome. We need to animate that.
He's gonna be in the background of like an NWA video too. Anyway,
So-
Sam, we're just filling time at this point, aren't we?
Yeah, and I actually have company over, so I
Well, then
guess
you should go, sir. We'll pick this up next week with the more inane bullshit.
yeah, that's why I'm kind of like trying to keep my voice down, is because I have people in the guest room.
Oh, and I'm
So,
over here yelling and making a big fucking hullabaloo.
I mean,
I'm sorry, Sam. I didn't mean
No, you're
to
not.
embarrass you in front of companies. Oh God,
it's
why did I do that?
it's in my headphones. So
Sam, will you ever forgive me?
No.
so you're only blowing out my ears and maybe Mortheous's
Oh, okay, that's cool.
eardrums, but yeah.
So yeah, same place next week, same time. What else do we got? Sandwich makers are gonna make sandwiches, I think.
I do have an announcement, which is no Whitfield's Report, interview show on Monday, because we will be well, I don't know about you, Max, but I'll be live streaming the inauguration
Okay.
on
Bright and early for us. That's like a nooner.
yeah. So
Alright.
I know that you said you were gonna try and like go to DC.
Yeah, but then Joe Biden jacked up my electric bill. Motherfucker. Oh, by the way, Sam, fuck Joe Biden and fuck Kamala Harris, since I haven't said that in a while.
Fuck Kamala Harris.
Fuck-
Kamala Harris.
Fuck a bunch of people. We're giving out fuck yous like candy tonight, Sam.
yeah, fuck Joe Biden. I
Yeah,
suppose. Fuck Joe Biden. That's the last time I can say that on this show. And good,
4.5 days, almost to the minute, Sam.
good riddance.
Good
Can I
one.
say good riddance?
Yeah.
Max?
You know what? Best place to close it. Final thoughts. All three of us, I think. Final thoughts on 4 years of the Biden administration coming to a close.
Fuck
What do you
Kamala
got?
Harris. Fuck Joe Biden.
Well, this might be a little graphic, but to me, the Biden administration was like being constipated and like taking a shit,
The Vince McMahon, I got you.
but like
Just
very
that big flowing diarrhea shit finally bursting through after all that pushing, and finally that big squirty mess comes out, and it feels kind of nice. I got you.
yes,
The old
That-
Hershey squirt, Sam.
yeah. More like a turd that just
Oh, like that big beefy one that's just a little too big. So you got to put a little effort in.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. That is a very apt description of the Biden administration, and I don't think we could come up with a better one, Sam.
Yeah, I to me that's what the entire Biden presidency felt like. And so, but once you get that, out of your system, you feel a lot better. That's literally how I feel.
Yeah.
Also,
Our buttholes are free of Joe Biden's influence, Sam.
and the country too.
Yeah.
Also, fun facts, Max. Donald Trump is the only presidential candidate I've voted for since I've been eligible to vote. Yeah, super based. Also, like, that is kind of cool if you think about it. Like, voted for the same candidate like every single time.
That's right.
And it actually has mattered.
And it was so over, but we are so back, ladies and gentlemen. And hey, the next time we do like our Wednesday night show, the president is going to be Donald J. Trump. And I don't think we could end it anywhere better than that, Sam. It's a hell of a ride.
We, thanks to both of you for sticking by me through the Biden years, and better days are ahead. And with that, I think that's a good place to end the show. So thanks for tuning in, everyone, and we will see you on Inauguration Day. Details to come. So, stay tuned.
Watch out for them pussy floats, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, good night, everyone.
The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Thank you for watching the Whitfield Report live on the Right to Offend Media Network. Make sure to check out Sam's books on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. You can follow Sam on X at SamW_NGC and the Right to Offend Media Network at RTO Media. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. And until next time, God bless, God save this great nation. God, freedom, legacy, in that order.